Good morning, students. Today we are going to have the concept of introduction to J2E concept, that is the introductory chapter to the entire syllabus, and we have to go through the entire detail associated with the overall architecture for J2E. As you have already gone through the concept of Java standard development, within that you have made console applications for various purposes and simple programs. They are meant for the standalone systems. Now the thing is, if you are going for the enhancement or advancement of Java application for enterprise, so in that case you can look for the J2E or Java 2 Enterprise Edition for the server side development for enterprise purpose. So in the introduction part we are going to cover up the following topic, that is what does J2E stand for, what is its purpose, why should I learn to develop web application using J2E technology. These are the things, and within that what are the broad perspective associated with the architecture that we have to look for. Now, if you are going through the Java 2 Enterprise Edition, it is basically short for Java 2 Platform for Enterprise Edition. J2 is a platform independent Java centric environment from Sun Oracle for developing, building and deploying web based enterprise application online. As if you are looking at the different type of application which you are using on the day-to-day basis, for example banking applications or railway reservation system, all these are web applications which are provided for customer service from online concept, where you are accessing the application from the browser itself and putting your request for getting a service. So in that case, if you are looking for the Java development environment, the best part is that you can go with the online option for entire concept and application development. Uh, if you are looking at the third point, the J2E platform consists of a set of services, APIs and protocols that provide the functionality for developing multi-tiered web-based application. As of now, if you are looking at the overall software development, a software development can be considered for the simplification purpose by modularizing it. The same concept we can consider with the help of dividing the entire segment into multiple tiers. The multiple tier concept is basically required for purpose of simplifying the application deployment from various perspectives. As you can have multiple type of user associated with the development of application, every segment do have associated trained professionals. They are meant to resolve the issue with respect to the particular segment. So we have to look upon all those things particularly. If it is the particular, if you are looking at the Java to Enterprise Edition usage by the industry, so it is the most dominant in term of applying the server side programming. So lot many companies have deployed their application using this technology. A few names are being displayed over here who have adopted the particular concept of Java to Enterprise Edition for web application development. Now, if you are looking at the difference between the Java Enterprise Edition and Standard Edition, following are the particular point which you can resolve. Java technology is both programming language and a platform. Uh, in past, you have seen the concept of basic programming, where you have gone through various features associated with the language. Further, if you are extending your application development for large enterprise, so it is also working as a platform. That means it do have some inbuilt functionality, and you can extend that functionality as per your requirement from expertise purpose, so that you can develop large applications and which are relevant for the purpose of industrial requirement or organizational requirement or multinational company requirement. The second point states that the Java programming language is high level object oriented language that has a particular syntax and style that you have already seen. We are generally developing the classes for software development, and all the methods or functions are contained in the classes. and as data part you are providing some instance variables within the class for processing of data purpose. A Java platform is a particular environment in which Java programming language application run. So a programming environment, if you are talking about, it specifies the collection of softwares and platform which is basically providing you an environment for running an application. So there are several Java platforms which are basically considered for conducive environment for executing the application from server point of view. Many developers, even long-time Java program language developers, do not understand how different platforms relate to each other. But by the time you are getting the expertise with the things, you are well versed with the deployment purpose. So in that case, you can go ahead with the deployment part also. Now, if you are looking at the Java Standard Edition, most of people think that Java programming language, they think about Standard Edition API. The Java Standard Edition API provides the core functionality of Java programming language. Within that, you can look for the package creation, inheritance, multi-threading. All these are the particular tasks which are the Java programming language specific. In that context, you can go through all the functionality, even if applet, and if you are going through the development of GUI application, you can have two particular concepts which are required for GUI development. One is abstract window toolkit, and second is Swing. As you are already aware that Java Swing is meant for development of GUI application, where major part of the entire background coding is considered with the help of Java programming. Whereas AWT is a particular option, AWT is abstract window toolkit, is a particular option which is meant. AWT is abstract window toolkit, which is basically required for developing the application where the background programming is considered with the help of C or C++ language, or Visual C++ in case if application is enhanced one. So in that context, we can go through the particular implementation from the standard edition point of view, where we can deploy multiple type of applications which are meant for the standalone systems. In addition to core API, that is application programming interface, the Java standard edition platform consists of virtual machine. A virtual machine is one which makes your entire class platform independent. A virtual machine is an environment which is platform specific, and it used to execute your class which is compiled at any of the platform, and it can be taken to another platform for execution purpose. The main thing is if you are moving from Linux environment to Windows environment, and if you have a compiled class which is provided by the Linux environment, it can execute on Windows environment also. Why? Because it do have virtual machine which is executing at a particular platform with the specified compatibility. And the toolkits are commonly used in our technology applications. There are various types of libraries which are readily available, and you can work with the standard edition for making the working environment with the help of virtual machine. Now the thing is, if you are taking enterprise edition, we have already gone through the standard edition points. If you are going through the enterprise edition, the Java enterprise edition platform is built on the top of Java standard edition platform. The Java enterprise edition platform provides an API and runtime environment for developing and running large-scale, multi-tiered, scalable, reliable, and secure network application. Large scale, as we are already aware, that within an enterprise you can have multiple segment of operations which are bifurcated into multiple departments, Now the thing is, so in this context, we can talk about large-scale application. As you are already aware, within an organization, you do have multiple functional units in the form of departments. You can have account department, you can have purchase department, you can have inventory department. So as of now, if you are looking from the enterprise edition perspective, so a lot many fragmented functionalities are there which are working on the interdependent operational basis, and for that if you are deploying application, so naturally these are large scale application, and for developing a particular application for an organization, You have to consider all the particular department from the functionality point of view, and you have to accommodate their operations in a developing software. Multi-tiered, if you are talking about, you can have multiple segments from the development perspective, where you can take database in the backend. In the middle position, you can have particular operation associated with the business concept. They are mainly termed as modules associated with the business logic. And further, you can have front end, which is mainly developed in Java and HTML. And from Java point of view, you can use servlet or JSP, and from display or viewpoint, you can consider HTML and CSS for providing the view to the end users. As if you are looking at the scalable aspect, it talks about as many number of users you can accommodate as per the requirement of end user. If number of end users increases, in that case you can scale up your application for accommodating those customers, or you can say consumers or users from the endpoint. The Java Enterprise Edition is very much reliable, as it used to provide secure transactions, and lot many security features are there which make it robust from the development point of view. Most of the banking application, if you are looking upon, they are developed with the concept of Java Enterprise Edition development, and these are very much robust and reliable, so that in that case banking sector, most of the companies, they are relying on the particular enterprise edition development for their applications. These are very much secure network application, as enterprise edition server themselves provide a security provision with the help of container itself, and you cannot breach that security easily. This is very good point from the enterprise edition development point of view. Now further, if you are looking at, this is the overall architecture of the J2E, where you can have three main layers for segregation purpose of entire development. The first one is presentation layer. Within presentation layer, you do have two sub layers. As of now, you can consider web layer as part of server side program. In presentation layer, you can consider client layer, where web browser is there, and you do have a display of application in the form of HTML outcome. Applets are there, which are meant as small Java code which are running on the client side. You can have Java applications client also, which are other than browser, where you can work upon the enterprise edition application. So they may be somewhat faster in comparison to your normal browser, and other than this, Java application client do have specific functionality which may be considered for the purpose of enhancing security in comparison to the web browser application. So application client container further provide the Java application client. Standalone application client can also be there. Application container can also be deployed for providing an environment for Java application client also. In the web layer part, you do have following things: Java Enterprise Edition web container, which is further extended to two other layers also. As if you are looking at the diagram, the entire block of web container, Java Enterprise Edition container, it used to engulf three layers associated with the overall application development. First one is web layer, second is business logic layer, and third is persistent layer. Now, if you are looking at the web container, so it do have the following segments associated with the application development. First one is servlet, which is very much important part from the server point of view, and whatsoever application you are developing, the core of that is considered with the help of servlet classes, which we are developing for providing functionality aspect from the server point of view. Further, you do have JSP pages, that is Java server pages, which are meant for developing server-side application from view point of view, where HTML is more and Java is less. In both servlet and JSP, you can accommodate server-side programming. The first one, which is servlet, it is Java-centric and less HTML-centric. And alternatively, if you are going through JSP page, it is again a particular option associated with the server development programming. and in that context, you can look upon majority of the coding in the HTML format, and minority of that is Java programming, which is considered with the help of scriptlet implementation within the GSP page. Further, you do have JSF component also. These are Java server faces. In the business logic layer, you do have EJP, that is Enterprise Java Bean Container. Within that, you can accommodate three type of bean. Now, a question can arise in the very beginning that what is bean? So, a bean can be considered as a class which is meant for some specific purpose. Why it is required? You can look from the development perspective that you do have three type of bean. One is session bean, that is meant for managing session. Second is message driven bean, that is basically required for passing message from one controller to another controller. And third one is entity. Entity bean is basically related to the backend database record, or entire mapping of the backend relational database table is considered with the help of entity bean. And further, you do have persistent layer, which is basically required for mapping of entity in the backend database with the EJB container. So these are the things which you can consider in the multi-tiered environment. Within this environment, you do have mainly three layers: presentation layer, business layer, and database layer. So in business layer, you do have business logic layer and persistent layer. And further, just hold on please, hold on please, hold on. Again, if you are talking about these three layers, so presentation layer, again I would like to reiterate, it is meant for client side of programming, and majorly view part is mentioned over there. Within the presentation layer, we do have web layer, which is meant for web container, where we try to develop servlets or JSP pages. Within business logic, we do have the operations associated with the business concepts. जैसे अगर आप if you are talking about the banking application, you are performing withdrawal or deposit associated with a saving bank account. So all these are business logic operations which are meant to be performed for the saving bank account point. So those are required to be accommodated in the business logic layer. And the persistent layer is meant for the entity mapping with the relational database. In the backend, you do have database layer. In that way, you can proceed with the particular deployment where multi-tiered environment can be accommodated. Now the thing is, further if you are looking at the description of all the part, we have taken distributed multi-tiered application. It talks about the Java Enterprise Edition platform uses a distributed multi-tiered application model for enterprise application. Application logic is divided into components according to the function. The application components that make up the Java Enterprise Edition application are installed on various machines depending upon the tier in the multi-tier Java environment to which the application component belong to. So in multi-tiered environment, you can have three type of tier. One is client tier, where you can have either web browser or specific client program which are basically required for interaction on the backend server. You can have web tier, where again you can consider the development of servlets or JSP. You can have business tier, which talks about the enterprise bean development, and last one is EIS tier, and it used to accommodate the database in the backend. So in most of the application, we do have three-tiered application. Although a Java application can consist of all tiers shown in the prior slide, Java Enterprise Edition is a multi-tiered application, are generally considered to be three-tiered application because they distribute over the three locations. Client machines are the local machines on which clients are working. You can have second one, Java Enterprise Edition server machine on the data and the database or legacy machine at the backend. Three-tiered application that run in this way extend the standard two-tiered client and server model by placing multi-threaded application server between the client application and backend storage. So in that context, if you are talking about the two-tier application where you do have only database in the backend and application in the front end. So in the entire context, if you are distributing your environment into three-tiered options, so what is the advantage? The managing of application is simple. This is the main advantage which you can consider from the three-tiered application point of view. If you are talking about the Java Enterprise Edition components, we can have multiple type of component associated. The first one is a Java Enterprise. What is the definition of Java Enterprise Edition component? It is a self-contained functional software unit. It is assembled into Java Enterprise application with its related classes and files, and communicate with the other components also. The Java Enterprise Edition specification defines the following Java Enterprise Edition component. As you have already gone through the multiple segment or multiple tiered associated with the Enterprise Edition environment, in that context you can talk about the three type of component. The very first one is application client, which is related to the application view, where HTML is the major part for the development. Applets are also there. So in application client part, if you do have browser as a specific application client, which is meant for development of client view, in that case HTML is the major part, CSS is there, and you can have other things also which are important from the point of development. So in that context, if you are looking at further Java Servlet and Java Server Faces and Java Server Pages, these are the technology components which are web components that run on the server. So if you are looking from the server point of view, the very first thing which you are going to encounter from the point of view of server development, server side development, the very first thing is Java Servlet. The second can be considered as Java Server Pages, which is very much important from the HTML view point of view for the development of applications. The last one is EJB component, that is Enterprise Java Bean component. They are meant for the business component which are running on the server side. So as per the requirement of multi-tiered approach, you can divide the component into three categories. You can divide the components into three categories. Now, further extension, if you are looking upon Java Enterprise Edition component are written in Java programming language and are compiled in same way as any other programming language from the server point of view. The Java Enterprise Edition component are assembled into Java Enterprise Edition application. They are verified to be well formed and compliant with the Java Enterprise Edition specification. So these are standard components which do have some specifications associated with the industry compliance. So they used to follow those compliance very crucially. From the security or transaction management, these are well defined and well formed applications which are verified from the industrial point of view. They are deployed to production and where they run and managed by the Java Enterprise Edition server. So every component which is deployed on the server side, it is well defined and well formed, and it used to comply with the Enterprise Edition specification. Now further, client tier, if you are talking about those components which are running on the client machine, they are meant as client component. Web tier component are the component which are running on the server side. Business tier component are running on the Enterprise Edition server. The last one is Enterprise Edition software information system, which is basically meant for the database handling, and entire database in the backend is considered as enterprise information server, which you use to retain your information permanently. Client side, if you are talking about, most of the applications which are developed, they are of HTML or XML or so on. Browser is considered as main part in the client side, and it used to give you the view part only. A web client is sometimes called a thin client. Thin client usually do not have query database, executable complex business rules. As these are the part of the server side development, we do not accommodate these in the client side or connect to the legacy applications. When you use a thin client, such heavyweight operations are offload to Enterprise Bean executing on the Java Enterprise Edition server, where they can leverage the security, speed, service and reliability of the Java Enterprise Edition server-side technology. Application clients are basically can be considered with the help of GUI. I have already told you, you can use AWT or Swing application. Apart from the browser, you can use application developed with the help of AWT and Swing also. So these are customized application written for the written in context of browser, where browser is not considered for the execution at the client side. From security point of view, you can accommodate your own code for developing the client side view for interaction with the server side. Java Bean component are the component which are basically considered as POJO classes, that is plain old Java objects, where getter and setter methods are there in context of setting and getting the property of associated bean. And beans are basically database records which are meant to be created in the form of classes, where we try to pertain the properties associated with the entity, and getter and setter methods are there which are required for managing the information in the bean itself using getter and setter. Other than this, business modules are there which are required for managing the properties associated with the entity. Java Enterprise Edition Communication Server is there, which used to communicate the information between the multiple tiers. Most of the time we do have network applications which are responsible for overall communication within the system. Web component, if you are talking about, we do have JSP technology, Java Server Pages, which are meant to provide the view. Static HTML can also be given in the JSP, but we try to make it dynamic with the help of server-side Java programs which are embedded in the JSP pages. Web tier, if you are talking about, these contain the Enterprise Edition application. The client tier is considered as web tier. Business components are part of Java Beans, as I have already told you this particular point. This is the overall display of an application execution. Enterprise Information System tier is also there, which is meant for the backend database. Containers are there, where your entire deployment is considered from the server side perspective. And these are the particular feature associated with the container. It used to provide security, transaction handling, persistent, concurrency, availability, and lifecycle management. So these services are elaborated in the form of particular points which we have already discussed. We do have multiple container type. Client machine can be considered from the client perspective. You do have web container which are meant for the server side development. In server side container, we do have Java Enterprise Edition Server, EJB container, web container, application client container, and applet container. The overall Java 2 Enterprise Edition lifecycle consider the development of component, building component in package. These can be jar, vars, and EARs, and deploy the package on the server or web containers. The Java Enterprise Edition application assembly and deployment can further be extended from the server point of view, and some specific person which are meant to handle all the server side operations, they are basically providing the deployment of entire application. The technologies which are used from the Java 2 Enterprise Edition, they are Java Persistent APIs, Enterprise Java Bean, Extended Markup Language, Java Server Pages, Extensible Hypertext Markup Language. Other related technology from the client side, you can consider Cascading Stashes, JavaScript, jQuery, Ajax, Dependency Injection Framework. Finally, we can have the following overview. What is EJB? It is a platform for building portable, usable, scalable business applications using Java. A piece of Java code that executes in a specialized runtime environment called EJB container, and EJB is both component and framework. So EJB component can be persistent from the entity point of view. We have to retain the information permanently in the database. From that point of view, we can have each entity beans. We can have business logic in the form of session bean and message driven beans. EJB framework comprise of POJO, that is plain old Java object, where setter getter methods are there, annotations are there, and that combinedly provide you the concept of EJB that will work upon in the future. Java Server Pages, if you are considering it is a component architecture, a standard extendable set of UI widgets. This is the overall overview, and that's all from my side. Thank you all. And we'll go through all the details associated with a particular component in detail when we will work on upon all these aspects. Thank you all. Thank you all for attending this session. That's all from my side. Okay.